Since I think 2007 was a landmark year where a lot of money got raised in India, both on the domestic side, but also what happened is that post 2008, when you had the crisis, a lot of the global funds started to look at India. So today you have just not a lot of money from the domestic funds, but a lot of 17 out of the top 20 global funds are in India. And also the Indian private equity space is highly correlated to the public markets. Because a lot of us do a lot of pipe deals, a lot of money has also come gushing into the public markets, and I think that has just changed the whole spectrum. And that money is not going away because a lot of it is long-term money, and I don't see that change over the next 2 to 3 years. Yes, it has, and I think one of the challenges that all of us in private equity right now are facing is that some of the deals in the private equity space are actually being very highly priced. So you have to be very careful in how you're looking at deals. One of the things, obviously, some of us have an edge is we've been doing this over 11 years, so we can react very quickly. And there are certain sectors which are overpriced, but you're seeing some value on I would say the domestic construction side, on some of the export-oriented sectors. But in general, the valuations are today trending at 25 to 30% higher than historical 15-year averages. So ChrysCapital as a firm, and I can talk about ourselves, has been very focused. So as the valuations have gone up, we've taken big advantage of that. We've sold over $1 billion in the last 18 months. We've been, I think, very, very sharply focused on returning money back to the LPs. And I hope that as markets continue to be there, a lot of Indian GPs are able to return money. And we're seeing a little bit of uptrend, but from ChrysCapital side, obviously, the exit market has actually been reasonably good. One of the biggest challenges is, even though the opportunity is large, you're still seeing a lot of teams either cracking up or members leaving, and I think that is a big issue, because the only way you create good private equity returns is through stability of team, the sector knowledge that you build through that, and if people are not working together, you're creating a lot of friction. We've been very fortunate that 7 out of 8 of us who are at the partner level have been with the firm right from the beginning. And that has really created a lot of stability in the team. But honestly, for LPs, that is one of the biggest questions that they have to see when they're evaluating teams, that what's their past track record been working together. Because a lot of 1 or 2 team members are just coming up and doing things rather than having a full cohesive team.